Hey friends, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a good week so far and especially having a wonderful Advent. We begin today's Mass readings in the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. We see the prophet Isaiah prophesy about this ideal Davidic king. He describes this king with many features. But of all the features that stood out most to me was this image of a king who would come to give justice to the poor. As I was thinking about today's first reading, I was reminded that isn't what we all want in this world justice? What is right? What is just? You see, in government, we look to a judge. We look to the law. We look to our elected officials. Whoever we look to, or whatever system that's in place, we all are looking for victory. We're looking for justification. We're looking for prosperity and deliverance, especially when we are afflicted. You see, Isaiah describes in today's first reading, it's not by appearance shall he judge, not by hearsay shall he decide. Instead, Isaiah says that he shall judge the poor with justice or righteousness, and he will decide fairly for the lands afflicted. As we turn to today's responsorial psalm found in Psalm 72, our response is, justice shall flourish in his time, in fullness of peace forever. We continue to see this picture of what it is the people are looking for. This merciful king who is going to provide justice to the poor, to the afflicted, to the lowly, who will not only govern the people with justice, he will rescue the poor and have pity on the lowly. And in today's gospel, Jesus reveals to his disciples that he is indeed this king that has been prophesied about. Turning to his disciples in private, Jesus says, "Blessed are the eyes that see what you see. For I say to you, many prophets and kings desired to see what you see, but did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but did not hear it. Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear?" This isn't just the lyrics to the classic Christmas song by Bing Crosby. What Jesus is saying to his disciples is a great question that we should consider today. Jesus came into the world to bring peace, restoration, goodness, and light. We know that Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of these prophecies. The people of his time didn't recognize this. The people of his time expected something different. They were expecting a powerful military leader who would overthrow Roman law and restore Israel to its former glory. When we are afflicted, who is the Jesus that we're expecting? What is the judgment and the justice that we desire and long for? Or what former glory are we trying to restore in our own lives? Again, I believe that we all seek justice. We're all looking for what is right and just when we face affliction. We all desire peace, goodness, light. So one of the challenges for us today is to really get to know this Jesus, to recognize the privilege of being a disciple of Christ. It may not look like you want it to look. Despite our afflictions, we are being challenged to give praise and glory and honor and thanks to God in all circumstances. You see, in today's gospel, this is where we find Jesus giving praise and thanks to the Father. In the Eucharistic prayer, the priest will say, "The Lord be with you." The priest calls for us to lift up our hearts. And in our response, we say, we lift them up to the Lord. The priest will then say, "Let us give thanks to the Lord our God." And our response, "It is right and just." You see, like the priest says, it is truly right and just. It is our duty and our salvation, always and everywhere, to give God thanks. In this moment that we make this prayer, it's important that we start to see and hear and remind ourselves of all of the things that Christ came and accomplished. It is in this moment that we should turn our eyes and turn our hearts to the person of Jesus Christ and everything he's done for us. What are those ways in which the Lord has restored you in your life? What are the ways in which the Lord has brought you peace? Friends, it's so easy to think about our affliction and to think about the things that bring us down. But conquering faith requires recalling past victories. And let me remind you, the greatest victory is Jesus Christ going to the cross for you and I. This amazing gift of salvation. And Christ continues to pour out healing and power and glory in your life day in and day out. Think about all the ways that the Lord has been good and has been faithful. He is a just king. He hears the cries of the lowly. He hears the cries of the poor. Giving worship and thanksgiving to God is what God deserves. It is our duty to do so. As we continue through this season of Advent and preparing our hearts for the coming of our Lord, let us turn to a heart of gratitude and a heart of thanksgiving and reflect upon all of the ways in which our Lord has blessed us. Thank you so much for watching today's daily reflection. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless.